we visited Darwin Hall, third floor, but didn't get any footage. We then visited the second floor of the library, and the Student Center and Salazar Hall. So right here you can see we're trying out a copier. Can she do it? Yeah, she can. But then we realized that they actually have an accessible one for people in wheelchairs or who are shorter, complexed. And so they actually have a shorter copier, which was really cool. So we kind of played with that a little bit, made sure it all worked. She could get her coins in. So we found a physical aspect we weren't expecting was actually going down a ramp. You know, you'd think going up a ramp, yeah, we actually need a lot of upper body strength and we found ourselves getting fatigued. But going down the ramps, although she's happy and everything, she actually, you actually almost lose control because you're going so fast. And then if you go and you put your hands to stop yourself, or slow yourself down, you tend to get like almost carpet burn on your hands from the tires going so fast. So that was one physical aspect we weren't expecting. We noticed a lot in the Student Center when Esther was in the Student Center, how many people actually looked at us and gave us blatant stares, like those 3 girls right there that we just passed, just blatantly as we were walking in, kind of stared at us and gawked. And even though they're classmates and we totally recognize them, they still, looked. So we decided to go in the cafe and get, our drink, like we would get a drink, but we didn't actually order anything. We just sort of wanted to see people's reactions and what to expect. And so we were going in, shaky camera. And she glances over, and it was quick, but she did it. And it just goes to show you're kind of almost an exhibit and you don't even realize it. Or people go out of their way to completely ignore you. And there's another woman coming up right now. And she almost, she's biting her lips. She looks uncomfortable. So then we decided to go, when we were in Salazar, into the ladies' restroom. So Rosie was driving the wheelchair and decided she wanted to get into the bathroom by herself because there was no switch. So she got in. It was awkward, but what made it awkwarder that you don't tend to think about is the lip over the door, the ledge. So right here, she's in the stall. It's plenty big. She moves around, for our use, it works perfectly. She backs up as if, somebody was just going to transfer her right over. There's plenty of room. You'd never actually think about that, would you? That, that's why there's so much space next to the toilet. You think it's big because you need a wheelchair to get in, but that actually makes sense. So now she wants to get out by herself as well, because once again, there's no button to get open the door. So she has trouble, and once again, that lip at the bottom of the door ledge is what she has the most trouble with. And then, so we went down the ramp, and now so she decided she wanted to go up the ramp by herself, because when we went up previous ramps, we all had help. So she's thinking about going backwards because it might help. But what she doesn't realize is that there's actually a lip right there as well that she's going to get caught on. Right now. There you go, Rosie. She goes up backwards because, it's really hard going up the ramps. So we were trying to play around and figure out which way was the best way to get up the ramp. And then she finally turns around and finds out that's probably easier. talking about our mental experience, we figured it would be easier to do it over a video instead of a voiceover, hence this awkward encounter. So overall, we pretty much all felt frustrated and could see how a person could feel trapped being in a wheelchair because, the frustration, it stems from the challenge of doing everyday tasks and the extra time it takes to do these because of the challenge of being in the wheelchair or, other disabilities. Either people are really, really helpful and genuine and awesome people and will go out of their way to hold the door open or such and such, but sometimes you just want to be a normal human. You don't want to have a disability. You just want to be you. And then there's some people that will just sit and stare, and it's just like, go to a zoo. Don't stare at me, go stare at zoo animals. I'm not a zoo exhibit. And these gawkers that we find are few and far between, but they're still there. And even those who are really nice and genuine, you walk past them and they could be really nice, but even if they don't notice it, they'll always give a little bit of a side eye, just kind of out of, oh, what's that person doing? Human nature. So that's something we really noticed. And I feel like those could really hit a person and, take a toll on who they are, and they'd have a difficulty with it. So we hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you.